Hey guys, how's it going? So it's time for an update review on the Baby Taylor BT1. And the BT2 is the same guitar, mahogany. When I got this thing, wasn't bad. Few issues had to sort out. Put a shim in the neck to lower the action a bit. Also helped a lot with tuning stability. I was having some issues with this thing right from the beginning. But otherwise, I mean, not bad, right? So I even adjusted the neck on it. I was started to get dead frets from about the 7th on. Now they're all perfect. I took it back into Long and McQuaid where I bought it and told them what was happening. I said, I didn't shave down the saddle, didn't touch the nut. Like you see a lot of videos, guys are going to the extreme, and one guy went to the far extreme and he shaved his saddle down so far that the high E was like subterranean on the saddle, and any closer and it would have been actually hitting the bridge. And and then of course he cut down the nut. Now these things do help to get the intonation closer to being aka allegedly perfect, but I don't think it's really necessary to cut at the nut, really, because it's already deep enough as it is. And besides that, your high side is lower than your low side on the nut. So you got to be really careful about that. And I've seen a couple people just ring at all the slots, and it's like, man, come on, really? I don't know about the saddle height. I may change that down the road. For now, it's under warranty, and I ain't screwing with it. Other than I would change out for a different saddle and maybe mod a replacement saddle, but certainly I'm not touching the stock one while it's under warranty. So anyways, what happened with this fret thing was I took it in and I talked to the tech today that worked on it, and because all the buzzing's now gone, like there's no buzz anywhere, right? No work was done to the nut, no work to the saddle. All he did was remove my shim, and he actually adjusted the neck to be almost dead straight. So I guess because it's a dual action rod too, which was the other thing he told me, it's kind of a dicey thing to play with neck adjustments, right? And with the dual action truss rods. So I'm kind of still not really all that happy about the action being so high up, but I know I can lower it by lowering the saddle. I don't think I'd take it anywhere near the extreme where Buddy did. In fact, I'd leave it about a 0.5 millimeter above that on the high side. But for now, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to play with it, see if I can get used to it the way it is. If not, then I'll just order a replacement saddle, even a stock one. I'd rather a tusk one, but even a stock one, just to lower one and see what kind of effect I get. Now, it is staying in tune, it is playing in tune, which is a lot better than it originally was. Everybody pretty much knows that the Baby Taylors and the Big Babies have these issues, right? And there had been one video I watched where the guy carved the nut, the saddle, even did fret work. And I think if he would have taken the time to really adjust that truss rod properly, he wouldn't have had to touch the frets, because this thing is running like virtually dead straight. I mean, really dead straight. And but there's still just a minor amount of relief, and there is absolutely no buzz, which is what you want. You don't want that buzz. You don't want dead notes either. And so it is fine. So before paying attention to those other videos so much, if you've bought this guitar brand new, take it back to where you got it, have them straighten it out. I heard a story of one guy who sent it right back to Taylor. Taylor fixed it all up. I have no idea what Taylor did, but my opinion is you're paying $500 almost Canadian for this guitar, Canadian dollars. You should be getting a $500 guitar, right? Because I've bought guitars for far less, even brand new, and gotten beautiful guitars without having to do anything except maybe a neck adjustment to my preference. And I've sanded down saddles before in the past. But for a guitar on warranty, I ain't messing with it, well, I'll mess with truss rods, but you know, I'm not doing any fret work, I'm not doing any work on the nut. And like I said, I would replace the saddle with one that I can lower to see if that helps, you know, get that intonation even that much more closer, you know, because I like to have it as close to dead on as possible. And I'd like to have the string height actually a lot lower too. Because for doing bar chords, I mean, it does them good. So I can't really complain there. But, because it does have some pretty fat frets on this thing, which is kind of nice. They are good sized fret. But, yeah, overall I think, now that all the kinks are worked out, you know, I would say it's a great guitar. If you're looking for, you know, I probably wouldn't recommend it to a kid as a beginner guitar, but, because that's a lot of money, right? You know, and you don't know if the kid is going to stick with it or not. So I go on the cheaper side first and then let them upgrade to a Taylor later. But otherwise, for adults and, you know, even kids that know what they're doing, this is a great little 3/4 size guitar, great little traveler thing. It is so light. I mean, it's pathetic how light this thing is. It's just like crazy, you know. It does come with a nice gig bag too, which is cool. I like the arch back design. It does add some volume, a little bit better resonance to the box as well. At least we're going to call this a box. Sound box. And with the 1152s on it, it does quiet it down quite a bit. I wanted a quieter guitar and something a lot lighter weight than hauling my other stuff out. Especially the one place I play, which is at the Powassan Jammers. Those of you who are in the area know who I'm talking about if you're a guitar player and you go there. Yeah, it's great. I mean, the volume level is great on this. It's not so obnoxious. I thought my Takamine was obnoxious until I brought this home and used it in the studio. And this thing's really obnoxious. Well, it was. But thanks to 1152s, way down. And now we have some Tusk pins. That calms the tone level down more to my liking of sound as well. You know, it's amazing what changing your string gauge and type will do. So the 1254s that came on this thing from the factory, and they were Elixir Nano Webs, beautiful strings, ching no, but beautiful strings. Too loud is too loud, right, for me, for an acoustic. But also, I found that this thing sounded a lot like a ukulele with those really super bright nano webs. So having a little bit calmer string on them that aren't coated and having a much lighter gauge string too. Having the lighter gauge string too helps you deal with the little bit higher action as well, so it's not so bad. So anyway, definitely a win-win. I mean, you could get lucky and get one that's perfect out of the box and with no hassles, but if you do, just bring it back to them. They'll fix it up for you, no problem. Turnaround was actually really quick. It was under a week, so that was great. You know, and it was done at the local store, which was even better, which is another reason why I shop local, because then I don't have to deal with online dealers and shipping and chancing damages and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I also get a better idea because I get to actually try it before I go, here's my money. You know what I mean? And this way I know, you know. But what seemed fine at first, once you really dive into it, this is when you're going to find a few things kind of a little weird. I couldn't even put this thing on the stand for 5 minutes and it would just whack itself right out. Now I can hang it on the wall, put it on the stand, and it stays fine. So who would have known that the neck adjustment with a dual action rod was the fix? I don't know how much tweaking it took him to do it, but, you know, glad him that he did it, you know, because I was getting a little frustrated, you know. But, yeah, beautiful guitar. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys. Stay tuned for more, obviously. I have some more upgrades I'm doing to my SG. I'll be showing them off soon, and of course my Les Paul will be finished as soon as those parts come in. Then I'll show you the completed project of my 2018 Les Paul Studio and everything I've done to it. And it's a beautiful guitar too. I really love that guitar. It's just awesome. My poor Court used to be my go-to guitar. Now it kind of collects a lot of dust, so you know. I'm out of here. See ya.